Hello everybody and welcome back to yet another video. Today we have something that I did not expect to see. Definitely not this early. This is the 2021 Cars checklist, sort of. This is the checklist for the first half of 2021. It's being officially labeled as the Spring 2021 checklist. I believe this was first reported on by Take 5 Day, great Cars blog site. They've been operating for years and they officially revealed this 2021 checklist. So I'm going to go through, give my thoughts on each of these cars. A lot of these we've already seen released. Most of the other ones we already knew about. Also, sorry if my voice sounds weird. I'm recording in a different location than usual, and also it's pretty early in the morning. But I just saw this and I wanted to get out my thoughts on it. So let's see. We're going to zoom in here. This is from Google Photos. This was the Take 5 Day's higher res link. Sorry if it's not really that high res though. We've got 2021 pit stop checklist, again, just the first half of the year. Fuel the fun with Team Lightning McQueen, with picture of McQueen from Cars 3, picture of Mater from the first movie with a headset edited on, and then Fillmore from Cars 2. So let's see. Singles. I like how these are organized. They actually are kind of organized by character, or sorry, by type of character. Of course, they're not doing the series this year. But they are still kind of organized. Singles, we have Jackson Storm. Okay, not sure if Jackson's already been released this year. Again, quite a few of these guys. I'd say most of them have already been released. Jackson, it's fine. Expected that. Rusty's McQueen is fine. Brian Spark, very nice to have him re-released. Of course, previously only released in the launcher. I'm not even sure if he was in a multi-pack. He's one of my favorite Cars 3 veteran pre-next gen racers, so great for those who didn't get him the first time to be able to get him. Murray Clutchburn, again, perfectly fine re-release. Jimmy Cables is another very solid re-release of a rarer car. Although, he was just officially revealed, and man, they really need to change his color and make him more pink. Looking at his official artwork, he is very much the same color as flipped over, and his diecast does not reflect that at all. We've got some very nice Cars 2 Tokyo themed re-releases. You can see we just moved from just like your veteran racers to cars from Tokyo. Kabuto, Suki, Harumi, and Bob Pulley are all very nice re-releases. I love the Cars 2 background characters. I actually don't have Suki, despite how many times she's been relentlessly re-released over the years, so I'll definitely be picking her up when she comes out. Would have liked to see a re-release of Chisaki as well, but who knows. Again, this is just the first half of the year. She could very well be coming out in the second half. Bob Pulley recently was released, officially released. People have been finding him. I was very surprised to see him back. It's a very nice release. Glad to see him again. Got Hot Rod Junior Moon, in addition to Hot Rod Smokey getting a re-release, Hot Rod River Scott, and Hot Rod Luis Nash. Of course, I recently reviewed Hot Rod River Scott. It's great to see Luis Nash finally getting her Hot Rod variant. I'm not the biggest fan of Hot Rod Smokey because he didn't even appear in the movie, but whatever. I'm perfectly fine with the fact that the Hot Rod Steve Herschel is not on this poster because that release was just absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what they were thinking with releasing a hearse with flames on him. I know I've said that before. But yeah, this is basically official confirmation for Hot Rod Luis coming out, but we already knew that. Then we move into the sort of Florida 500 cars. Maddie McGear, Pat Traxon. I don't know why Maddie McGear and Pat Traxon have found themselves in the obligatory these guys need to be released every year thing. I don't know why Maddie is being released every year. Kind of interesting to me. They haven't really skipped a year without a release for her. I think it makes more sense for Pat Traxon, but I don't know, just thought I'd point that out. Track Damage Cruz, nice alternative to releasing this normal Rusty's Cruz. I reviewed this a few months back. Very nice Cruz variant. We've got Daryl Cartrip, pit crew member Fillmore, who has been labeled as a Cars 3 release this time around, which is pretty much true because Fillmore has that look in Cars 3, although the diecast itself is no different. Bob Cutlass, who is his Cars 3 variant this time around, because again, I'd assume they're marketing him as a Cars 3 release this time, even though I believe Daryl's re-release labeled him as a Cars 1 car. Then we move into the Tractor Next Gens. they're making a lot of these guys. A lot of them were canceled back in 2019. I don't know how I feel about the sheer amount of these we're getting, because it really is a lot. We've got the Sputter Stop Tractor, who was recently announced, so I may as well give my thoughts on him now. I think it's pretty cool, but again, like I said, we are getting a lot of these guys. Um, Speaking of getting a lot of these guys, Bumper Save Racing Tractor getting a re-release. Disappointed to not see the Shiny Wax Tractor getting a re-release. The only re-release tractor is the Bumper Save one. The only one I was able to find in stores back in 2019 was the Revengo tractor. So unfortunately, I don't have the Shiny Wax tractor. I did find the Bumper Save tractor in his 2021 re-release, but I was hoping to see the Shiny Wax tractor back. But again, this is just the first half of the year. You've got the Easy Idle Racing Tractor, another new release. I think I found the case with him in it, because that's one Hot Rod River was in, but I'm yet to find him. And a new reveal for the poster here, the Vizion Racing Tractor, which is probably my personal favorite out of the new tractor releases for 2021 so far. I actually really like how he looks. I like the color scheme. I like the translation of Michael Roeder's details onto the tractor. Then we have the new, zoomed in a little there, we have the new Easter releases, re-release of the Easter Buggy, and Lightning McQueen as the Easter Buggy, a car canceled back in, I want to say, 2018. Very nice to see these again. Glad to be getting holiday releases in the main line, even if there are only 2 for each holiday. Looking at you guys, and these guys. Yeah, it's kind of a shame we're only getting 2 new releases for holiday, but recently, the names for a Halloween Luigi and Guido leaked, and I'm super excited for that. But yeah, I missed out on the Easter cars the first time around, hoping to find these before Easter. And it's nice to have a variant of this McQueen. This is a Hudson Hornet Piston Cup McQueen. So it's nice to get a variant of that. I really have nothing to say about the re-releases of Christmas cars. It's February. These came out back in November. Nice to have. Of course, nice to have holiday cars in the main line, like I said. Let's move on to the Cars 1 Piston Cup racers. Darren Ledfoot, recently reviewed him. Ruby Easy Oaks, recently covered him in an episode of My Thoughts. Nice to have him back. He is one of the Piston Cup cars I do have from the first movie, but one of the ones I don't have yet is Todd Marcus. Very excited that this guy's getting a re-release, because he's one of my personal favorites that I'm yet to get. Let's move on down here to the next row. Manny Flywheel, another great Piston Cup racer that I just reviewed. Aiken Axler, he's been released so many times. Definitely would have preferred to see someone else, but whatever. Then we move on to Next Gen's Sheldon Shifter. Nice to have him alongside his tractor. And Next Jed Revengo right here, officially named M-Fast Fong. Not sure how I feel about that name. I know he's named after a Pixar worker. Definitely an interesting name. I'd assume the M is his first initial. But he looks pretty good. I don't know, the color may be a little bit off. I know he was a very highly anticipated release, so I'm sure some people are going to be a little upset with the coloration on him. But hey, at the end of the day, we have Next Gen Revengo. Me, I'm waiting on Next Gen Spearmint. But I know a lot of people really want a Next Gen Revengo, so nice to see him here. And his name is officially confirmed as M-Fast Fong. Got JD here, nice re-release from the Next Gen 4-pack. He was also in several other multi-packs. And he had an Endurance Racer variant, but nice to see him as a single. We've got HJ Hollis. It's HJ Hollis, nothing too special, just a re-release for him. Will Rush, a car that I'm hoping to find soon. One of my personal favorite Next Gens, I think. Did a whole quick facts episode on him. I bought his mini racer when it first came out. Great to see him. I love the aesthetic there with the sort of 80s graphics on him, because Vinyl Toupe was founded in the 80s, apparently. Then we move on to sort of some end of the movie themed cars. Tex Dynaco, Dynaco Cruz, another one of those obligatory, you gotta release them every year cars. And Saludos Amigos Ramone. A Ramone that strangely has been missing until now. I don't know why, but this is the final Ramone variant we need from the movies. This is it. Nice of them to do Saludos Amigos Ramone as the last one, because this is the last one that appears, and it translates basically to Goodbye Friends, which is honestly kind of it's like a meta joke, sort of fourth wall breaky thing. At the last Ramone we see is Saludos Amigos, as in like, goodbye friends, this is the last you're seeing of me until I show up again in another piece of content. Of course, so I'm sure we'll be getting nothing but hydraulic Ramones and paint gun re-releases. We already are getting that. You know, Mattel loves doing the hydraulic variants and the paint gun variants. So I'm sure we'll see one for Saludos Amigos Ramone. This definitely won't be the last new Ramone we see. They've also been going back and updating a lot of older Ramones as well. Let's move on to the next row here. Hope you guys are enjoying this sort of more casual style of video. That's what I always like to do with the My Thoughts series. Just, you know, go through just my thoughts. Got Fabulous Mcqueen. Very nice. Always like Fabulous Mcqueen. I have literally nothing to say about him, so we're going to move on to Flo, who I also have literally nothing to say about. Racing Star Luigi and Guido continues the classic trend of Luigi and Guido are together, but only one of them is a new variant. They've done this so many times. And this time around, the new variant is Racing Start Luigi, an accurate repaint of the Luigi with checkered flag from back in 2017, which I do have. He's a very nice Luigi variant, but Luigi's flag was green in Cars 3, so Mattel has gone back and fixed it. I never really cared for the fact that his flag was the wrong color. I was perfectly fine with the checkered flag, but I was very surprised when this was first revealed to see they went back and they fixed, of all things, the flag color on Luigi, now labeling him as his own new variant. Very nice to see. Definitely would have preferred if there was something different with Guido, like maybe the tire gun, you know, if they did Pit Crew Guido. You know, I have quite a few spare Guidos. Of course, whenever I get a spare of a car, I always like to repaint them, but I don't know what to do with a spare Guido. He's very difficult to repaint. We've got Lightning McQueen with Cone, who is newly revealed to be re-released on this poster. I, at least, didn't hear about him getting a re-release. Nice to see him back. I'm excited to see what he looks like on the new style of packaging, but I won't be picking him up. We got Lightning McQueen with Cone a few Christmases ago now. Mater. He's Mater. Moving on, Green Ramone, just labeled as Ramone here. He is the next Ramone to be updated. They updated Purple Ramone, they updated Old School Ramone. Now it was Green Ramone's time to be updated. We'll definitely be picking this guy up since he is more accurate. He's got a different expression, and he is closer to the paint job Ramone from the Cleanup 5-pack, which I really preferred over the regular Green Ramone. Of course, so the picture here shows the original Green Ramone, not the new one. Then after Green Ramone, we have Lizzie here. Nice to see Lizzie get released again. She hasn't been released since like 2018. The fact that Maddie McGear is now more consistently released than Lizzie is really weird. You guys have to release Lizzie more. I don't know what's up with that. Mildred Bylane. I always like it when they throw in random cars from the R-Town flashback scene. They've been doing that quite a bit recently. Just throwing in random cars, even a random new release with Nikki B. And Mildred is no exception. I really want to pick up Mildred Bylane. I don't have her yet. Yeah, it's a car that I really want to get. We've got Sarge here. Nothing special, just Sarge. Regular Sarge actually wasn't released in 2020, so I mean, I guess it's good to have Sarge back. Really, not much I could say with him. Floyd Morgan, very nice car, very nice uncancellation of a previous release. Or sorry, uncancellation of a canceled release. And that leads us into the Legend Racers, of which there are quite a few new ones, with Caleb Worley and Ducky Fauntleroy. Really, really like Ducky Fauntleroy. Caleb Worley, he's fine, very similar to Floyd Morgan. And now, newly revealed here is Joe Don Jackson, a name that's popped up in rumors for quite a while. Very interesting name. Gotta say, I love this guy's sponsor of a place called Taters. That's great. I'm immediately reminded of Tater from Cars the video game. Um, this guy's definitely interesting. I'm not really a big fan of his expression, and I mean, this is just the early prototype image, so I hope his final diecast has a bit of a different expression, but he's pretty nice. Definitely not my favorite of the Legend Racers, but pretty cool one. Then we get into Trainer Cruz, perfectly fine re-release. She was recently revealed to have her own new artwork, which is nice, different from normal Cruz, which I think they should have been doing since her first release, but better late than never. We have Lightning Mcqueen. I was excited when I heard of a new Mcqueen variant coming with a piston cup. And then literally a day later, it was revealed that it was just Cars 3 Mcqueen with a piston cup. Not even labeled as Cars 3 Mcqueen, just labeled as Lightning McQueen. Now, it was nice of Mattel to change things up. I guess they realized the monotony of releasing the same McQueen every year. So I decided to change it up this time around and give him the piston cup. But I assume it's just the same piston cup they've been packing in with cars for years. Like, you could still go to a store and pick up the whichever car in the Welcome to Radiator Springs series came with the piston cup. I think it was Doc. But hey, then again, that car costs like $2 more or $1 more than buying this McQueen. So if you really want a piston cup, this is the cheaper way to get it currently. I just think it's a shame that they didn't do something special with this McQueen with a piston cup. Didn't even change the expression, although I guess it is better than just re-releasing the regular old Cars 3 McQueen. Then we get into Aiden, Tom W, and Kurt. You know me, I'm not the biggest fan of the Racing Center trainees, which now are getting a mini racer. They're doing mini racer trainees now. But I'm very glad with what they chose to do for 2021. They released so many of the trainees. I think it's great to not be releasing any new ones this time around. We're just doing 3 re-releases so far for this year. And I think that's perfectly fine, because at this point they've made so many Racing Center trainees that you could just re-release the ones you already have and have them be in circulation for years. Got Smokey. Nothing too special, just Smokey. And then we have Robert Jam Jones. I absolutely love this car. This guy is absolutely great. One of my favorite new releases for 2021, of course, from Sweet Tea's band. And alongside him, Pam Wheeldaro, definitely an interesting name, a more recent reveal who I'm so excited for, because Pam here, she comes with a full drum kit. I think that's awesome. Unfortunately, the third member of Sweet Tea's band is missing from this. She's not there currently, or he or she is not there. I think it's a he. The one that comes with the slide guitar, although we do have images of them. Just a shame that they're going to be released later on in the year. We're going to have to wait to finish up the band. Then we get into the Demolition Derby cars. Mattel released all of the Demolition Derby cars aside from Fair Game back in 2017. And I remember thinking back then, like, what were they thinking? You just released all of them. As annoying as it may be that we've been waiting so long for the next gens, for all of the missing next gens, I think Mattel made a very good decision and a very good business decision. They've been holding off on releasing the rest of the next gens. We've been getting them slowly but surely. And that's kept up hype around them, but they chose to release all of the Demolition Derby cars in 1 year, the year Cars 3 came out, and since then, I've paid basically no attention to the Demolition Derby cars because I have all of them. Most collectors probably have the majority of them because they were all released early on, and I think that was definitely not the best idea, because now, like I said, I really don't care for these Demolition Derby re-releases. Pile Up is nice to see. I believe this is his first re-release. Pushover is fine. He's been re-released before. Jambalaya has been re-released before, first with rubber tires. Then I got a re-release last year, and now another re-release. Got Muddy Rusty's Racing Center McQueen, who is a great release. One of my personal favorite new releases for 2020, so nice to see him, although it's not a car that I really expected them to re-release. He's also currently available in a multi-pack with a different expression, actually, for those of you who focus on collecting like every little variant. The one in the 5-pack has a different face. Taco, one of my personal favorite Demolition Derby cars. Great to see him again. Canceled at the end of 2019 to be re-released alongside Pushover. Pile Up. And now they're both getting re-releases. Jimbo, another nice one to see again. Blind Spot. Then we get into Andrea, who is very nice to see re-released again. I keep saying that, but it's true. I like seeing Andrea again. Always nice to get the press cars. I barely have any of them. And, you want to have a lot of press cars, so nice to see her again. Although Andrea is one of the ones I have. Dash Boardman here is one of the ones that I did not have, so I'll definitely be picking them up if I see them in a store. Got Kathy Copter, a very surprising re-release. I didn't expect to see a helicopter be released again, but it's nice to have her back. Corey Turbowitz, unfortunately, they didn't fix her problem of not having rearview mirrors this time. I was really hoping they would, considering how many cars Mattel's been updating and fixing as of late, but unfortunately, Corey is still missing her mirrors, and that's really a shame. Then we move into some of the World Grand Prix cars. Francesco, Lewis, Jeff, and all the way over here is Max Schnell. Nothing too special. Just your typical re-releases of the World Grand Prix cars. Then we have Mama Berdulme and Courtney Carspur, two cars that, they've been re-released several times. Two cars that I do have. So, it's nice to see them re-released. It's been a few years since we've gotten World Grand Prix fans released, but, nothing too significant with those two. And then down here we get to Racing Red with Jackson, Sally, and Mater. Jackson and Mater have both been officially released. Sally we only knew from rumor lists. I'm a little concerned with Sally because if you look, it seems that she is an edited image of the original Sally. Of course, in 2018 they introduced a new Sally mold, and I really hope that the Racing Red Sally is in that new mold, since they've been very inconsistent, flipping and flopping between the old and the new. I really hope it's in the new mold. I could easily see it be a repaint of the metallic Sally, which I wasn't a big fan of because the eyes are pretty weird on that. I don't know. I'm waiting on this one. The eyes are very big on the prototype image here. I think this is one I'm going to wait to give my opinion on until it's officially released. As for Racing Red in general, honestly, I don't know. I think I probably would have preferred either the Silver Collection or the Scavenger Hunt series to stay around instead of it. It's nice to have these red variants. They're very striking. They're very unique, but it's just more main character variants. And I like that the Scavenger Hunt series gave us metallic variants of more obscure characters. And finally, we have Golden. I don't know why Golden is in quotes. They did this for the minis too. Is that supposed to be telling us, oh hey, it's in quotes because it's not made of real gold? Is that what this is? Of course, this year is the 50th anniversary of the original Cars movie, and because of that, it seems we'll be getting this Golden Mcqueen, who unfortunately isn't a golden version of a Cars 1 Mcqueen. Instead, it's a golden version of Rusty's Mcqueen from Cars 3. Honestly, though, I don't really care. I'm perfectly fine with Rusty's Mcqueen being the variant they chose, and I think this guy looks really cool, and I can't wait to get him, and hopefully we get more golden cars. I believe a gold Jackson is rumored, and I'd really like to see some gold cars from all three movies, but I don't know. I mean, it's the 15th anniversary of the first Cars and the 10th anniversary of Cars 2. If we don't get gold variants from 1 and 2, which are actually celebrating major anniversaries this year, I think that's definitely some missed potential. Speaking of missed potential, though, before we go on to the 2-packs and deluxes, I just gotta say, you may have noticed something as I went through this list, and it's something that I noticed way back a few months ago when these cars first started being revealed. None of these new releases are from the first two Cars movies. Every single new release here, with the exception of the Easter Buggy McQueen, is from Cars 3. In fact, the majority of cars here are from Cars 3, and I think that's really a shame. I had high hopes for the 2021 diecast line, giving us new releases from all three movies as they broke down the barriers of the series system that they've been using since 2013. It's really a shame to see no new releases from the first two movies in the whole first half of the year. The Cars 2 re-releases are fine. They're really nothing too special. Nice to have the Cars from Tokyo back again. The Cars 1 re-releases are fine as well. Once again, not all that special. And I gotta say, the Cars 3 re-releases, there's some really good ones like Brian and Jimmy. But I gotta say, definitely a bit disappointed with the lack of new releases from the first two movies. Now, the new releases from Cars 3, they all look great, and I'm really excited to pick them all up, but definitely upset with that lack of new releases from the first two movies. I think it's really, really a shame. Moving on down to 2-packs. I was a little bit disappointed when I first saw the 2021 2-packs, and I gotta say, unfortunately, I'm still a bit disappointed by them. There really aren't that many notable variants here within the 2-packs. There really isn't anything all that special, with the exception of one. As you can see, we have a new release in one of these 2-packs, but I'll get there. Let me just briefly give my thoughts on these 2-packs. Mater and Mcqueen, this is World Grand Prix Mcqueen. Interesting 2-pack, nice to have, a different way to get World Grand Prix Mcqueen, this time around in a 2-pack with Mater. Eric and Alex being re-released together once again, nothing too special with that. Sally and Cruz and Mcqueen, first revealed on this checklist. This, I believe, is currently the only way to get Sally, although we'll have to see if it's the 2018 variant or the original one. Yeah, Sally isn't a single release. She's not a single release this time around. She's only in this 2-pack, and I hope it's the 2018 Sally, and I hope the Cruz and Mcqueen is the updated one with the bumper stickers, but we'll just have to see. Bobby and Brick, I believe this 2-pack is out currently. Nice to have Bobby and Brick in a 2-pack compared to Cal and Brick, who were a 2-pack for quite a while. Brian and Eric, sorry, not Brian, Ryan and Eric. Was this 2-pack already out? I'm not too sure. I don't really pay much attention to the next gen 2-packs, since, I don't know, I got most of the next gens in their original releases. Don't really pay much attention to these 2-packs of them, but in the case of this one, I gotta say it's a pretty disappointing 2-pack. Ryan and Eric have both been re-released so many times now. You're basically just getting a 2-pack of two very common cars. Heyday Junior Moon and Leroy Hemming, very strange 2-pack. If I were to put any two cars from this flashback scene in a 2-pack, I'd go with Doc, obviously, and Leroy Hemming. Although I guess it is a nice way to get Heyday Jr. again. Would have been nice to see a Heyday Luis Nash, but who knows? Maybe that's coming out soon. I have no idea. Again, this is just the first half of the year. We've got Rusty and Dusty, newly announced to be re-released here. Perfectly fine, fairly common cars. Cars that I'm surprised aren't released as frequently as you'd think. I think it's been a few years since we've seen these guys. I don't think they've been released since 2018. Got Hit and Run, pretty solid 2-pack. Of course, these two are probably permanently bound together to forever be in 2-packs. I don't really have a problem with that. They're both very nice Demolition Derby cars. We've got Jackson and Laura, who I was very excited, or not excited, very interested in seeing in a 2-pack together at first. Definitely an interesting choice here to put Jackson with his pity instead of Jackson's pity with the crew chief like it was last year. I've got a feeling we'll see Jackson's crew chief released again in some other way since Laura here is in a 2-pack with Jackson. I'm going to skip over the new 2-pack real quick and just go to Speedy and Parker, who are back. This was a 2-pack last year. I'm not sure if it's out yet. I don't believe it is. But I really hope they fix the issue of Manny Flywheel being used as the image for Parker. Yeah, guys, you should probably fix that. Especially because Manny is currently available. Then we have Double Clutch Daily and Dirt Track Fabulous Hudson Hornet. I am so excited for this guy right here, the Flag Waver Pity, from the flashbacks, another car that I did not expect to see so soon. Who am I kidding? So soon. It's been 4 years since Cars 3 came out almost. But I think this is a great release. It's a shame that it's in a 2-pack with Dirt Track Fabulous Hudson Hornet. But you know, perfectly fine. We'll definitely be picking it up to get Double Clutch Daily there. Again, a name I absolutely love. Then moving on to deluxes here. No new deluxes have been revealed here. We've got Leroy with snow tires, Red, Mac, RV, Miss Fritter, 95 and 51 Mater, Kingpin, Nobunaga, and Dr. Damage. All of which I've discussed in episodes of my thoughts, I believe. I don't know. Really nothing too special. With the exception of Leroy with snow tires, who it's great to see back, even though his face now is pretty weird. And Kingpin Nobunaga, whose name is now 2 words. Kingpin used to be 1 word. Now it's spaced out for some reason. Team 95 and 51 Mater. Definitely would have preferred a different Mater hat. Not the biggest fan of this variant. Definitely would have preferred one that appeared in the movie, but his prototype surfaced years ago, so it's good to see him actually being released. Miss Fritter, RV, and Dr. Damage, and Mac and Red really aren't anything too special. And once again, you can see the only new release out of all these deluxes and in the 2-packs is one from Cars 3, not counting Leroy, who's an updated re-release. Another interesting thing I noticed is they dropped the Cars 3 in front of the name of Mac here and in front of the Cars 3 Mcqueen. I just thought that was an interesting thing to point out. Anyway, though, guys, those are my very extensive thoughts on the first half of 2021 poster here. Gotta say, some very nice new releases, some nice re-releases, but just a shame with the lack of new releases from the first 2 movies. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye now.